Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Three Slips and Silly Points. And we got our returning guest still at third slip, Aman.
Thank you
Welcome
very
back.
much. Thank you for having me.
Raj at second slip, and I'm standing at first slip. Uh, yeah, so this is our part two of reviewing Champions Trophy teams. Before you watch this one, there'll be a link somewhere up there to watch our previous episode where we did review four teams. We're gonna resume the same for the rest of the four teams. We're gonna start off with good old team that have thrown in a lot of surprises of late in major ICC tournaments. Let's start off with Afghanistan.
The upset kings.
The Afghan boys. I mean, the biggest thing is they have beaten every single team in the group that they're in, and convinced.
And this is a team that never shies off from a challenge to an extent where their support staff run at the edge of the boundary and start suggesting, fake injuries and wait for the rains and all the fun stuff.
I mean, I'm sure Gulabuddin will, pull out these things and an injury, an injury as well.
But I think the other cool thing they have is they don't matter how many runs they score. They just want the top three people to stay till the end. And they're like, just bat slow, that thing. You get us 250, we'll make the opposition's life a hell to get there.
Yeah.
That's all they
And
want.
they've always been one of those teams where, you can't take them lightly. Yeah, you can. I mean, all they need is a small window of opening, and then they attack, and then they go for the kill.
But in the warm-up game against New Zealand, they just belted 300. So
Well, it's warm-up game, so I mean the rules are way different, right? You could have all your 16 come out to bat or bowl. So, but still, 300 is 300 in any format.
Yeah,
and 300 could be big in any World Cup. I think.
Yeah. All right, let's dig into their team. One thing that's glaringly obvious with their batters is, except for the captain, everyone's under 25. So they've loaded a whole bunch of youngsters into the squad.
yeah.
And
but take their birthday with a grain of salt. Their 25 is usually like 29.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Rashid Khan's still 24.
26. Jeez, he's been around a while.
Yeah.
And the only guy who actually looks younger than his age is this Nabi.
Yeah.
Man, he's been there. He could say, he's laid the foundation to Afghan cricket, and he's still playing with them.
Well, I mean, he is 40.
Yeah.
He's 40.
If he can perform, why not keep playing? I would say.
Yeah.
Oh,
Guaranteed.
absolutely.
And he's so good.
And that's what he's doing. Yeah. But yeah, I think one team probably has those spin bowlers that can cause damage in this group actually, with Rashid Khan, and if you just scroll down as well, with Noor Ahmed and I mean Fazal Haq's pretty good as well. So they've got the bowlers that can cause trouble.
They're missing the fast bowler that had a fight with Oli, right?
Oh, he retired. He's only playing T20s. I remember. Yeah, I think he's one of his interviews. He said 50 over World Cup. 50 overs isn't good on his body.
Wow.
I think he retired after the World Cup in India. I have a feeling.
Is it the body or is it the bank balance?
Yeah, I mean, could be both, man. Could be both.
Well, can't complain.
Yeah.
But I really like Noor Ahmed. the spinner. He's so good. He was so good.
And he's so young.
Yeah.
He's still 20 again. Grain of salt, but he's still 20. And this is what surprised me, right? You've got Nabi who's on one end of the spectrum, like 40, and then you got Navid who is like 19, who's probably going to be in that early 20s by the time the tournament starts. So they've got the entire team that ranges from 20 to 40, 20-year period.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, the team can
Well,
cause problems.
Yeah.
yeah.
The
This
other
guy,
player for me to watch out is the opener, Rahmatullah. What's his name again? If you scroll up.
Ramatullah Gurbaz, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gurbaz and Zadran, both of them. Like they're
Yeah.
both really good to watch. Probably one of the best batters to watch actually in Rahmatullah Gurbaz. And if they both get going, I think Afghanistan will be like, "Yep, we got this game in the bag."
yeah, and they are one of those teams that have defeated pretty much every other nation at least once, and it's interesting that they are in the group with South Africa, England, and Australia, and all it requires is one upset in that group to open up the group wide open to an
Yeah.
extent where Australia, like 2 losses, Australia is out, right? You don't know
Oh,
if
I
South
think
Africa
it will
has
happen.
one good day. Yeah.
I think it will happen. Afghanistan is gonna win a game that's gonna open up the group wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'd love to
Oh
see
well.
Afghanistan in the semis.
Yeah, that would be
I
good.
mean,
Yes.
my predictions say otherwise, but
Yeah. Just imagine Afghanistan makes it and Pakistan doesn't.
Oh
in
wow,
Pakistan too.
that would be epic.
In Pakistan as well.
Yeah.
You
That
know.
would be epic.
I just want to hear Wasim Akram's going going crazy after that, just like the USA
He'll
Pakistan game.
he'll have a big run.
Wasim Akram he's gonna exactly he's gonna rip apart the
He's gonna tear him
Pakistani team
apart.
again.
Yeah.
But I mean, he already wasn't happy with the selection.
Mm.
But
Well, in which case his
we
script
already
is
talked
all
about
ready.
them, so we're done.
Yeah.
But I think so. So what do you think will be Afghanistan's strategy to bat?
Yeah, I think it was quite evident in the ODI World Cup and even in the T20 World Cup that they want their openers to stick and hang around for as long as possible. Slow start, but 25, 30 overs in, if they lose 2 wickets, the rest of the team is going to come in, score at a quicker pace, 260, 270 on the cards. They're one of the teams with some really, quick fast bowlers plus, world-class spinners as well. So yeah, bat first, score a decent, and then strangle with the bowling.
I'd love
Exactly.
it
I mean,
if the pitches support spinners. I think they'll change the game for Afghanistan.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, because the same pitches are going to be used in Karachi, Lahore, and Rawalpindi. So I'm sure there'll be wear and tear on those wickets for sure. But again, as we said in the first episode of part one, fielding. We saw what happened against Australia in the World Cup last year. Just imagine if those catches were taken.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it would have been a whole different story. Maybe Australia doesn't make the World Cup final.
Well, that final is a bit blurred out, so let's
Yeah.
not talk about it. All right, let's move on to what I
South
say,
Africa.
the team that doesn't require any introduction, the team that makes it almost till the end but never sees through it. South
Yeah.
Africa.
Oh, jeez.
I actually reckon South Africa is like my second favorite for the tournament right now. Not gonna lie. They've got all the tricks in their bag right now. They've got a spin basher. They've got a middle overs batter. They've got an opener who's like scoring, and the captain's in red hot form right now. I've never seen Timba Bavuma in a better form right now than he is in right now. And their bowling's always been really
Yeah.
good. except for I think one spinner that they've been missing. But I'm sure they've who's the spinner they've got right now? Oh yeah, Kishan Maharaj. So I mean,
They got
yeah,
Maharaj
and
Shamsi as
Shamsi.
well.
Yeah, yeah.
And Ingidi and Kasibo Rabada, the stock standard, world class bowlers. A
Yeah. I
couple of
mean,
really good spin bowlers.
I think Anrek Nokia will be missed for sure.
Oh,
All big
especially
time.
his
And
pace on these pitches, even though they're slow, but
Yeah,
you still need pace out there. But they've got backups. I mean,
yeah, guaranteed. I mean, especially at 150, the pitch doesn't
yeah.
really
Then if
matter.
you
yeah,
But
oh, exactly,
and
exactly.
and they've also got Marco Jensen as well
oh my
in that
God, yes,
Yeah.
firepower. So
yeah,
so all in all, they've got a really really solid pace bowling attack.
Mm.
yeah.
And their spins, right? Aiden Markram can roll his hand as well. So they've got a packed bowling lineup. I think it all now comes down to how big the batters can set it up for the
But
bowlers to
but
defend.
but to be honest, they've got batting's really packed also because they all bat till Keshav Maharaj, David Miller in the middle,
That's
Aiden Markram in the
Yeah.
middle, Andre Klaassen in the middle, and then they've got Timba Bavuma opening
yeah,
with Zorzi. Zorzi, I
yeah.
think, is probably in 50-50. Like when he's on, he's like smashing the ball out the park. The only thing is consistency, but that consistency you're
Mm.
getting from the other end with in Timba Bavuma. So
Oh,
Yeah.
I reckon they're pretty sorted. Even Rasi Venedison is really good. I don't know if he finds a place in the 11, but um,
yeah. It's interesting to see Timpa Bavuma listed as middle order batter,
oh
whereas we've
yeah,
seen him quite effective in the as an opener as well.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I think probably one of the most dangerous sides in that group. Like, I'll be so surprised if they don't qualify into the semis with that 11
Yeah. I
or
mean,
with that
I
15
would
at
say another
least.
team that could win it, that could really
Yeah,
put their hand
exactly.
up and win it.
Yeah, yeah,
For
Yeah,
for sure. I
but
wasn't sure
uh,
about
I,
their fast bowlers given Onrik was out, but looking at that, I think
yeah.
there's stuff
But
there.
the
There's definitely stuff there to
but in
work with.
saying that, they did have a really bad tri series. I think they lost every
Yes.
game.
No, they won one game, I think, didn't they?
no, I
No,
don't
I
I
don't
don't
think
think so.
so.
No, no,
Oh
they
no,
lost they
they
lost
scored three
against New
hundreds and they
Zealand
lost.
and they lost against
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they lost against New Zealand as well as Pakistan.
yeah,
yeah, but yeah, I mean that is tough to make 300 and then lose.
yeah.
But
That's
I
true.
mean, the other thing that I mean, they are in a group with England and Australia.
Mm,
So, I somehow feel when it sort of comes into crunch time, or there's a lot of pressure on them, they sort of shoot themselves in the foot. And with
mm,
Champions Trophy, where all it need is one loss to sort of put you on the back foot. I feel Australia and England have got a higher edge compared to South Africa.
I'm going to come to England when we talk about their team. But on paper, if I was South Africa, I'll be very mad if I don't qualify for the semis in this group.
Yeah,
Because when
oh,
you look,
100%.
when you compare them to England or Australia or Afghanistan, they're actually playing their best possible 15, barring
Mm,
Nokia. But like,
yeah. I mean, that is the thing, right? On paper, this is a really, really good squad, but the team that turns up and the way I guess they see through their innings is probably key here for them to
yeah,
make it to our next round.
yeah. But I think Keshav Maharaj, if the pitch spins, Keshav Maharaj and Tavis Shamsi might play a massive role. And it will depend on how
mm.
Oh,
they bowl. Will probably like ultimately decide if they win or not. Because they
But
definitely
we
have the
know
bat.
we know what we're gonna get with Keshav. He is consistent. He is consistent.
Yeah.
You'll get
absolutely.
his 10 overs for 30, 35. Maybe if he's having a bad day,
Or
50, but he'll still get you wickets.
yeah,
He will
yeah,
still get you
But I think
wickets.
that when you're having a team go at 6 and over, and then you have one bowler that goes at 3.5, that you're saving 20 odd runs, which essentially is key in most of these high scoring games. So yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
And I think
And
Klaassen.
I'm saying, yeah, you're
Oh,
right. Klaassen and Miller will go big.
yeah,
Give him a start. They will go big.
yeah. So I think
And I feel both of them have got that World Cup finals
Yeah,
in mind. They were this close. Probably the closest that they've ever reached to a silverware.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, I
I'm
mean,
sure both of them.
when you say close, they literally were 30 of 30.
yeah,
Exactly, right?
yeah. But
But
I
Um,
think there's probably a change in tide in South African cricket. They've made the World Test Championship. Okay, they've made the T20 World Cup. There's a chance here. In the women's under 19, they made the final. So there is a bit of change. There
there's
is
also a pattern.
and correct.
that there is a change, but I think that jinx of not crossing the finish line is still with them. So
It,
hoping for that
it
to
will be one of these
change
players. It will be one
starting
of these
this trophy.
players definitely to go. No, I'm just gonna take this. I'm just gonna take this.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and
But
that
I think
and that will
so.
happen.
Yeah, with Klaassen and David Miller, I think them two are the two people who make the delta of like, hey, will it be 290 or 350? Like, if
Yes.
they push through, it'll be
Yeah.
350 almost every game, I think, and it'll be so
Yeah.
good to watch.
Especially
Yes.
Henrik Larsson is just flat bat, so smooth.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Cool.
Enough
All
of the
right.
Cephas.
On-
They're really good. We've
yeah.
got them. Tick them off.
All right. Okay, so let's move from one team that has got few players that can score big to a team that boasts of playing an attacking game every single time.
Oh, are we looking at
England.
South Africa? Oh wait, no, it's England actually.
Uh, yeah, let's talk about
That was there.
England.
I had to. Sorry, guys. That
Uh, we've seen them perform recently against India in the 3 1-day series. I think we've had a lot of rant about their approach to the game. I don't know if you guys have caught up, but Kevin Peterson had a big go at the whole squad for
yeah.
not practicing for the game, except for Joe Root. So yeah, let's start talking about the squad.
It's
Pretty,
it's a pretty standard squad. We know what we're getting. So if you look at the scroll down, you look at the all rounders and bowlers. Like we know what they can do. We know how they can perform. And I mean the big plus is them having Jofra Archer back and Mark Wood fit and running. I mean that's big. I mean you saw what
yeah.
Mark Wood did to Rohit Sharma. He
Yeah.
opened him up.
Oh, absolutely.
So like what speed can do. Like even
Yep.
Sakib, he's a bit teams. I'm not sure may look at him because he's flying under the radar with Jofra and Mark Wood. Uh, but but yeah, Sakib can do a bit of damage as well. We saw that T20 again, T20 50 over different formats, but he's got the ability.
But I think with Sakib, you have he's a bit like Arshdeep, right? When the ball's moving, he looks like
Mm,
an absolute lethal weapon. But as soon as that movement goes, he was pretty easy to negate, I thought, because he
yeah.
bowls that annoying pace of like 135s to 140s.
Yes.
And line and length, yes, but like all of that is easy to negate now. When the ball is moving a little bit, he'll be a handful to play.
He will definitely,
Uh,
yeah. And I think
bat the first
um,
5 overs and you're good.
yeah, with Adil Rashid, you see him
Oh,
out. I'm not sure who else can get wickets
Oh,
apart from Joffrey and Markwood. I'm not sure
yeah.
if you see him
But
out.
yeah.
to be honest, I think in the games that they played against India, even Mark Wood and Jofra Archer were pretty nullified, and except Adil
Yeah.
Rashid, no one looked like they were going to take any wickets.
No,
And my
who are
other
the spinners? So
problem,
we've got Adil Rashid. Let's have a look. Who's the spinners? Adil Rashid.
that's it, and
And
then, and
who
then
else
it's
we
Liam
got?
They got
Livingston.
that.
Livingston.
They got Livingston and maybe Joe
Bethel.
Root.
Oh yeah, Joe Root.
Nah, Bethel's out
Yeah.
of injury. Um, but
Oh,
you
he's
need
gone
another
injured,
spinner,
right?
a
Yeah,
front
yeah,
liner. Hamstring. You need a frontline spinner. They've the team, batsman heavy,
not if
definitely.
you're
Those
England.
guys, yeah,
Yeah.
not
You sorry.
This
Did you
English.
say batsman heavy? No. They're not batsman heavy. They're wicket keeper heavy.
Oh
Um,
wait, yes,
the
one,
other
two, three.
biggest,
Yeah.
yeah, big of the other biggest
Yeah.
concern with this batting order is essentially their approach to 50 over format. We've spoken about this. There's no structure, every single
Exactly.
player, there's no getting in, holding to one end or play that anchor innings. Apart from Joss Butler and Joe
Joe Root.
Root,
Yeah.
none of the others you've seen in those three games where they weren't applying themselves. They pretty much, come, see through two or three balls and then go massive, try go big,
Yeah.
take a
And that's
huge
and
risk rather
yeah, and
than
that's sorry,
rotating the strike.
that's the biggest thing what everyone's been talking about. There's no difference between the three formats. One way in every single format.
Yeah. And the
You know?
other
See,
problem
I think,
is, and the other problem I thought was with England, they want to just like I don't even think it's suitable for T20. They play like they're playing T10 in a
Yeah.
50 over
hmm,
game.
Mm.
As soon as the power play opens up,
yeah.
they're gone. They don't know how to rotate strike.
And with their T20 approach, a bowler is gonna bowl only four overs, right? You got a good bowler, you see through 4 overs, and you try and milk runs of remaining 16. But that's quite different in an ODI. The same bowler is gonna have a go for 10 overs, and that is enough. You lose 3 wickets to them, and that's it, right? You're struggling to score runs, and then it's sort of you set yourself up for a below par score.
Yeah. And
Mm.
like we
But
saw, right?
you would have to.
Every single game that they played in this India series, it felt like they had a really good start every game, and we were all like, "Oh my
Yes.
god, they're
Yeah.
scoring 20 runs
Exactly
and
what I was about
over,
to say.
50
Yeah.
runs and over." But like, just get that one bad ball in, sorry, one bad shot in, and you're one wicket, and that's it. It's done. We're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
We're in the game again.
Yeah. I mean, Duckett and Phil,
When
what they
when
had
they
50,
fall,
60
they
runs
collapse.
partnership at the start. All three games. Joe Root and Josh Butler could settle. But as soon as you're right, you got those two or three guys. It was dominoes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Their coach and captain feel that's the way to go. So you never know. It may pay off,
Yeah.
but uh, you know, to win Champions Trophy, you got to win 5 continuous games,
Yeah.
not one.
Yeah.
5 continuous games, right? Where
Exactly.
you're not dependent on anyone else. So
But
I don't think that approach is gonna
to
help
be
them out.
to be honest though, England is one team I reckon that can probably afford to lose one game. But the way they bat, their net run is going to be so much higher that they might actually be okay losing one game and still making it to the semifinals.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, it could be the flip side. Batting
Yeah,
so bad.
Yeah, I think that if you lose one game so big, but that the other two games we've seen with India where there's the first inning score is 350 and these guys are all out for 200. So that any win over with a 100-run margin is sort of you're out of the tournament straight away.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well, cool. All right, let's move on to the last team in this group. Now, this is a team that's coming off probably not the way they wanted to, lead into the Champions Trophy. They lost 2 ODIs against Sri Lanka, and I must say the second loss would have hurt them a lot more. All out for 107 in under 25 overs.
Like I want to
I
say,
feel like
All right.
it's big concerns for Australia, this or that, but actually no, we've seen that day in day out. That for the ODI World Cup, lose to India badly and we lose to them in the final. Okay, like just in a test series, lose to India badly in the first test, and suddenly we've lost 3-1. So I don't,
Hmm.
see these prior results as a problem. The only problem, or I would see, is maybe the bowlers are probably not the strongest of what they've had, and
Well,
I'm
they're
not sure how
strong,
many
just not
runs.
experienced, I
Yeah,
reckon.
correct. Yeah, but I'm not sure how many runs they will get out of Jake Fraser McGurk. I'm not sure. They're not going to get many. I think
Yeah.
it's they're probably coming to a time where they need to make an assessment to keep investing or move on to someone else. There's others out there, There's
So,
others
Oh yeah.
out there.
fun fact about Australia: in the last two iterations of Champions Trophy, Australia hasn't managed to win a single game.
Wow.
No, yeah.
Two back-to-back Champions Trophies. They had three rained out games and three losses.
Ouch.
Well,
Well, one
there's no
thing's
rain in Pakistan and Dubai. I tell you that much.
one thing's for sure, there's no rain. So I think, this is probably the change of fortunes that they require.
Yeah,
And
but
and and
yeah,
if ever there is a team in history that can come back from lows of low, Australia it is.
Australia
So
can.
But
my point is
but
the law of average is actually with Australia.
Yes,
How much can they
a
lose?
hundred percent, 100%. And this team's gonna have to be batsman heavy. The batsmen are gonna have to,
yeah.
do a lot more than the bowlers.
So for me, the problem in the squad, or maybe in the playing 11, would be how do you accommodate Stephen Smith and Marnus? They're too similar of players to be in the 11 because they're both two solid anchors who bring the strike rate down. And Marnus off late hasn't even improved his strike rate and hasn't scored runs. So he just wastes balls. And in 50-50, you can't do
Um,
that.
for me, I would, like have Aman was saying earlier about McGurk. I'll probably open the innings with Smith and Travis Head, and then drop McGurk, get Smith to open. He's done that in past, right?
Mm.
Not
Opening, he's
well.
not
Not
no.
well.
Well, he's a captain now, so when we all know how his form is when he turns into a captain,
Yeah. And he looks
and
so determined.
that should give Manas that opening in the middle order.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but biggest concern is one, this team's got most withdrawals from the originally
Yeah,
announced squad. And what this basically has done is brought in a really relatively young or fresh bowling lineup,
hmm
except for Zampa. None of the other four bowlers have had a greater international exposure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think for the first time in God knows last 25 odd years that I've been seeing Australia turn up, this probably is their weakest bowling lineup for any major ICC
yeah.
tournament.
Least experienced, I think. I don't think we can call them weak because they're very good individually.
I
Spencer
mean,
Johnson,
it,
Nathan
no,
Neelis.
I think yeah. I mean, in an international major tournament, you've always seen Aussie bowling lineup turn up with one of this rock solid bowling attack where it's not that okay. Let me see through my grab now. There's Brett Lee on the other side. There's Andrew Simons. There's
Mm.
Shane Warne. So there's always an attack on either end. There's no point of let me take the foot off the pedal.
Yeah, yeah.
But this bowling attack feels, probably historical comparison is a subpar bowling lineup
Yeah.
that turns out to a
But
major
And
tournament.
if I
but
was other
imagine
teams and a
imagine from
spinner,
their point of
I'd
view,
be
there's
I'd
no
be
pressure.
going, yeah. But if I was the other teams and the spinners, I'd be going, hey, I can take the batsman. I can work over the
Mm,
batsman. I mean,
yeah,
especially
yeah.
Jake Fraser McGurk, you could probably work him around, annoy him, and go, well, you got your wicket. But I'm really looking for. I like the
Yeah.
look of Spencer
Yeah.
Johnson. I like the look of Tanvir Sangha. Those two, I
Yeah.
think, are gonna take so much. There's gonna be big strides in their game going forward. In this Champions
I don't,
Trophy.
but I don't think Sangha will be in the playing 11. because Zampa
Oh
and
no, I know that.
Maxwell
No,
would be the two
if
spinners
Zampa's
on
there,
board. Yeah.
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 I mean, he could be because
And
if
you also have
they've got
Sean
Sean
Abbott.
Abbott and
Yeah,
Sean Abbott,
Sean
Hardy as all
Abbott's
yeah,
so
rounders.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sean
you know.
Abbott's gonna be, and I think Sean Abbott and maybe Spencer Johnson would probably be their opening bowlers.
I
Yeah.
would say
You
Nathan
got
Ellis.
Zampa.
I would take.
They may actually slate in Nathan Ellis as well because you
Yeah,
need four bowlers, and Aussies are going to pick at least three pacers plus
yeah.
Zampa, and then you get a bit of
And you got
Maxwell, a bit
Maxwell
of
who can
Travis
bowl a
Head.
bit.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
looking at the team,
I feel
I'll be a bit. I'm not sure. It could be the same that in a third
Yeah.
Champions Trophy with no games are won. It's a possibility.
No way.
It's no, it's a poss.
I feel like
It's a
with Stephen
possibility.
Smith captaining, he looks so determined. I
Oh,
reckon
100.
he'll
Yeah,
pull
that
something
is.
out of the
But it's a
yeah.
possibility. Like like if you, as Chai
yeah,
was saying, looking at this team, I'm not shaking my legs. I'm not shaking my pants. Like I'm.
Yeah.
If I was an international player, I'm like I can take him. Yeah, if Mitch Stark
Sorry,
and
what
other
would you be
guys were there,
shaking in your pants?
just figure of speech, figure of speech.
well, like Australia being Australia, one squad that I think they strive when everyone's written them off, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
again goes back to the recent memories of the 50 over World Cup in India, where I think after two games they were right at the bottom of the table,
Yes.
and
They
what
peaked at the
90
right time.
90 odd for 6 or
Yeah.
7. Yeah, and then Maxi scores a massive 200, and then there was no looking behind from there.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
surely they'll do enough to qualify into the semis. Is that what we think? Do we all think they'll do enough, or it'll be a tight
Now,
table?
I think it's a bit
let's
tough.
on that note, on who's gonna make it to the semi-final, or let's
Show us the prediction.
go back to our good old
Yeah.
predictor.
And
Yeah,
while you load the prediction, I think my biggest thing is for India, it'll be a big thing for Gautam Gambhir. There's been big losses. I mean, there's been good wins as well, 100%. Like I know it's a bit too early in his career to call how he's doing, but I think the BCCI will start questioning, going, "We've given you what you wanted, who you wanted."
Yeah.
Yeah, 5
I think that's
spinners.
gonna be, yeah. Even the support staff.
yeah.
Like
I think Gigi is going to be assessed big time.
Shah Rukh Khan's calling me. He wants his staff back.
yeah. What do you mean technique? Outside of नहीं खेलना? वो तो मेरे भी game bad था outside of का.
Alright. Cool. All right. It's the predictor time. And we've all put in our predictions. Let's quickly go through. The first game between Pakistan and New Zealand. I think I'm the only guy that's tipped for Pakistan. The rest of, well, home team, opening game. I got to give it to Pakistan.
What happened to them in the Tri Series?
Well, this is the change of fortunes for Pakistan.
All right.
Bangladesh, India. All of us have gone for India. Afghanistan, South Africa. This is where the fun begins. Me and Aman have tipped for Afghanistan. Raj and Randeep for
they
South
already
Africa.
beat them in the World Cup. I think it's time South Africa come back.
Yeah.
I think the next one's Aussie, England, the good old. And again, we roll in split opinions here. Me and Aman with Aussie, Raj and Randeep with England, India, Pakistan. I think it's fair to say all India games we've all tipped for India.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, no.
Bangladesh, New Zealand. Oh, all right.
No.
Oh, someone's tipped. Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah,
I'm
you and
wrong.
I have done New Zealand. Yeah, I mean, we'll get there, but yeah.
We'll get there. Yeah. Bangladesh, New Zealand, it's all New Zealand. Australia, South Africa. This is a mixed tipping. Australia, South Africa, Australia, South Africa. Afghanistan and England. Oh, I'm the only guy that's tipped for England. Everyone's tipped for Australia. Pakistan, Bangladesh. Yeah, everything's gone for Pak. Afghanistan, Australia. Aman's the outlier
I changed
tipping
that one.
Afghanistan.
I changed that
Uh,
one
d-
to Afghanistan.
Ah,
I think just from they'll learn from their last game, their
ah,
mistake. I think they will.
hopefully.
Ima-
South Africa, England. Again, a mixed tipping. England, South Africa, England, South Africa. And I think this is our last game of the of the
Yeah,
series, isn't it? Yeah, last league game. New
yeah,
Zealand and
and
India.
India's got a 1 week break in between that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've tipped for New Zealand just so that I want India to see a loss. It has always happened that
but
if India continues to win,
imagine if it's a bang
they
in the
lose
frost and
in
they
finals.
don't get the net run rate.
Jeez,
Oh,
Raj,
jeez.
don't jinx it. Don't
I
jinx
mean, the
it.
net run rate never goes in India's favor. Remember the World Cup that happened in Dubai? Never goes in India's favor.
Well, of that tipping, so all of us have actually made our picks on who's going to qualify for the next round. I think India, everyone's tipped for India. I think I'm the only guy that tipped for Pakistan to qualify. Everyone else from Group A is New Zealand. Group B, again, yeah, it's a mixed tipping, right? There are three,
Hmm.
all Australia, England, and South Africa in contention.
Yeah, yeah. Look, have a look at my point split in the thing.
Oh wow. I think yeah, I'm in that conundrum of run rate for India.
Yeah.
Raj, pretty much one-sided, one-sided. Yeah.
Look at the other one.
Austra-
Group
Oh
A.
my God. Raj, you've actually made, oh geez, this is a three-way
Oh well.
contest. Wow. Yeah, I've been quite generous, maybe. I mean, I'm tipping for Australia to sort of level up the score, saying 3 no results, 3 losses, and this time 3 victories.
Yeah.
Hmm. Are you guys gonna stay up? Watch the match, the India's first game?
Few other games.
Yeah.
I'll watch.
Yeah.
What's do you know?
Yeah,
You know when it'll
definitely.
start?
It's one of
You know
the
what time will start? Was it like 7 p.m.?
Yeah, it's
8
I think
p.m.
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Even if you
Australia time.
watch the first innings, I think I'll probably watch the first innings of all the games. I think
Yeah.
while having dinner. But I think the India games, I would stay up. Work from home afterwards as well. So
Oh
so
well,
like
the trick is a lot of coffee.
yeah yeah
Yeah. I think India games I'm gonna be up and I'll probably
But-
stay up watch the
Wait,
whole.
so, are the Pakistan games also 7 p.m. or are they earlier?
I think all the games start
I think
at 8
all the
p.m.
games are
just
8
Even the
so
p.m.
Dubai,
Aussie time.
but the time difference, right? With the Dubai games.
Let me have a look.
I mean, I think it goes with somehow figuring out a way to sync it with Pakistan
Oh,
timings
they're all
because
8 p.m.
Pakistan's the official.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Every single game is 8 p.m. Aussie time.
Nice.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Pakistan's the host nation, so they sync it. They make
They
sure,
s-
even though it's delayed start or delayed end, it starts at that prime time of
They'll make it
Pakistan
sure it's
time
good for
zone.
Pakistan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 8 p.m. is a good time. I think that's probably 6 hours in Pakistan, 6, so it's 2 o'clock in Pakistan. Anyway,
Yeah.
when the
Yeah,
games start. Yeah,
it's a regular day nighter start.
yeah.
Cool.
Oh
Wrap it
well,
up.
I think that's a good debrief of the 4 teams. So all in all, 8 teams. Pretty interesting times. The tournament kicking off in a couple of days. You know where to tune in for all the latest gossips and all the fun moments from those games. This podcast. And you could also watch our previous episodes, like us, share us, subscribe, and go with your predictions. Tell us what your predictions are.
That's right.
Yep, stay tuned. The Champions Trophy madness is just gonna start.